Part 3, How to Land Better, Higher Paying Clients. Story number 3, Hollywood Sign Views from a Parking Lot Apartment, Dispatches from a Freelance Writer's Life. Early in my career as a writer, I lived over a parking lot with a view of the Hollywood sign. I was moving up in the world in some ways. It was my first one-bedroom apartment I didn't have to share with a roommate, and my tiny balcony over the parking lot was sunny and key outdoor space in a crowded city. The view of the Hollywood sign also was an intoxicating symbol, and back then I felt how the industry had a chokehold over me even as I was starting to move on to greener pastures. At this point, I had already written an episode of TV in my dream genre, spy thriller, of course, and I thought my next job was already in the bag. But when the next job offer did come, it wasn't what I wanted. I realized that my skills were not being valued in Hollywood, whereas my freelance clients were paying me thousands of dollars a month to pen their life stories. So when another job offer came in that was also a demotion, yet still a job most in Hollywood would clamor for, I turned it down and booked a flight to Paris. I hired a friend of mine to become my proofreader and editor as I was starting to get inundated with freelance work, and I began thinking beyond the Hollywood sign. For the longest time, scarcity and traditional ways of thinking held me back. Who am I to turn down a job on a cool show? Freelance writing can't possibly be more fulfilling than Hollywood. People don't dream of becoming freelance writers. This life isn't as fun. In Hollywood, I was represented by managers, had earned a TV writing credit, and had just finished a new pilot and sizzle reel I had filmed in the desert. I was poised for success, right? In reality, Hollywood was a hamster wheel with declining jobs, fewer episode orders, and an increase in nepotism due to the TV bubble bursting. In my freelance writing life, however, I was able to write from Berlin and spend a week exploring the city and working on my own creative projects on the side. I went on my first ever business trip where I was flown out to meet with a book client who I was doing ghostwriting work for. My freelance writing unlocked travel, a bug I couldn't shake off. I could now work remotely from NYC, Washington, D.C., Paris, Berlin. Anywhere I wanted to go, the city was mine for the taking. I could do work by day and end up at a wine and cheese tasting in a Paris cavern at night. Now that was something I couldn't have dreamed of, and wouldn't have been possible, from a writer's room in Los Angeles. Not like this. It took a long time after that point for me to fully begin to shake the scarcity mindset I had spent years developing. I had to silence the echoes of nobody will pay me this much money to write. There's no way my skill is that valuable. I can't make a great living from this. Not really. The way to find success as a freelancer is to work hard, work smart, and know that if you build your career with strategy and focus, you deserve every raise you give yourself. There is no scarcity because people will pay top dollar for talent and reliability. At the time, I didn't realize how valuable clients and companies found those skills, and I had both. I never want to paint the time between scarcity and success as easy. Breaking these bad habits, creating high-level skill sets for yourself, and learning how to negotiate takes time and energy. Turning down client projects that aren't a right fit for you can hit much harder if your bank account is running low. Burnout is inevitable if you don't set boundaries and a hard schedule for yourself right out of the gate. It took me a long time to go from tiny studio apartment to tiny one-bedroom overlooking a parking lot with a barely there view of the Hollywood sign. It took me even longer to go to full-time traveler making six figures and taking time off when it suits me. As of the writing of this book, I've been freelancing for about 7 years. 3 years part-time, 4 years full-time. I still deal with the creeping fear of scarcity that everything I build will go to zero. But then I remind myself that's not true and see the facts in front of me. The years of living in fight or flight will still take years to reverse. Even when I went full-time as a freelancer 4 years ago, I couldn't fight the scarcity mindset and ended up working myself to a place of burnout so severe that it triggered an autoimmune disease. I've had to remake every part of my lifestyle since then and prioritize taking care of myself and enforcing a positive mindset. Building a successful six-figure freelance life is a complex enterprise that requires a solid foundation of a positive mindset, problem-solving, and kind self-encouragement. It asks for an alchemy of hard numbers and soft feelings. You are a business, but you also are a human being. You have to divide those parts of yourself during your work days and weekends so that both parts of you can feel taken care of as a whole person. Freelancing isn't easy. It goes against every piece of programming you learned subconsciously in school. It goes against the ease of societal expectations and can be hard to explain to friends and family who have never existed outside the structure of a 9-to-5 job. The real question is this: what are you going to prioritize? If the answer is travel, freedom, and the ability to decide when and where you work, I'm glad you found this book. Your abundance is right around the corner, and you don't need a Hollywood sign to light the way to your true happiness. Chapter 19. Where are all the high-paying clients? I get this question, or a variation of this question, all the time. When people find out that I'm making $5,000 as a project minimum with my packages ranging up to $35,000, they all want to understand, where are your clients coming from? The moon? No, here on regular old planet Earth. I'll take a second here to tell you a quick story about my dating life, which is actually relevant to the advice I'm about to give you. Freelancing versus dating. When I was dating in my early 20s, I had friends who would tell me their horror stories of the people they were going on dates with. They would get ghosted, end up with men or women who would make them pay for everything or feel like every interaction was superficial and transactional. According to the people around me, the dating pool in Los Angeles was absolute trash, chivalry was dead, and true human connection was out of style. When it came time to share my dating stories, I had a very different experience. I had men plan surprise dates for me all around the city, from rooftops in downtown to secret music shows. When I started dating women, I shared some of my experiences in an article published by the Los Angeles Times about the magic of dating women I met at my pole dancing studio and sharing a glimpse into the fun and elaborate dates we'd get up to. With a few exceptions, my dating history has been filled with fun nights out, lovely people, and deep intimacy and connection. My current partner, Kyle, takes care of me when I'm sick, makes me laugh when I'm sad, and travels the world with me. I couldn't ask for a better partner, and he inspires me to be a better person on a daily basis. When my friends ask me where I found all of these people to go on extraordinary dates with in the past, or even how I met my current partner, my answer is that we're all fishing from the same pool, just with different poles. In college, I decided to embark on 100 Tinder dates before I started dating my boyfriend at the time whom I worked with. I only ended up going on 27 dates or so, but each of those dates was fun and interesting, despite everyone's claim that Tinder was a hookup app and a toxic wasteland for real conversations. The way I approached all my dates was a huge factor in all of my positive experiences. I was picky about who I selected and had a criteria in mind before I started swiping. There were immediate red flags that would disqualify a potential date, and those would override all other factors. The true red flag was if I realized I wasn't vibing with someone, or if I felt they weren't vibing with me in the same way, then I would quickly part ways and move on. I never wanted to waste their time or mine if things felt like they weren't fun and reciprocal. Funny enough, I think this dating strategy actually helped me get further faster in the world of freelancing. Here's why. First impressions matter, so understand how to lean into your good qualities and experience on a first discovery call with a potential client. Learning to see red flags and turning down clients that aren't right for you will lead you to finding better clients, faster. Understanding what mutual respect looks and feels like in a client-freelancer relationship will help you cultivate a healthier, happier work life. Even if you don't consider yourself good at dating, you can still find those soulmate clients in the world of freelancing. Those projects that make you fall in love with writing all over again, they're out there, waiting. They just require some legwork and good people skills to get to. It's just up to you if you're going to swipe left or right when the opportunity comes. Where to find great clients? This is the #1 question I get all the time. So let's talk about where new freelancers can find new clients. Freelance platforms. There are so many amazing freelance platforms and matching websites with new options popping up every day. As I've mentioned earlier in this book, I recommend you get started here. Clients on freelance platforms often hire within a few days, so speed and constantly applying for jobs is key here. Cold emails. To be totally honest, I didn't do this at all when I started as a freelancer. I just went all in on freelance platforms and that did the trick. But if you're not finding traction on freelance platforms, you should pivot to cold emailing clients. This process can be time-consuming. You'll need to research clients you want to work with, dig up their emails, and reach out to the people you're interested in working for. Your cold email should be personalized, at least a little bit, so people don't think you're just spamming them. Cold emails are a very active process, but if you don't have enough clients, you'll need to make time for this. In person at conferences. Where do your clients hang out or go to learn about industry trends? Conferences and other events in your niche are a great way to meet potential clients, and this is another relatively newer way I've found clients. I've also become a speaker at conferences hosted in cities like NYC and London, which is another great way for me to share my services and knowledge and meet potential clients who can get a better sense of what I can do for them. Online groups and message boards. Where do your clients hang out online? Join any groups and message boards related to your niche. Just be aware that this is more of a long game play, as most of these message boards are no solicitation, so you can't just go sell your services, you need to provide value. All of these methods require you, the freelancer, to reach out and pitch your services. You can outsource this to someone who specializes in lead generation or to a virtual assistant, but that's not something you'll probably be able to do right when you get started. If you want to earn more and work less, however, you need to find a more passive way for your clients to find you. How to help great clients find you. When I went from finding clients to creating content to help them find me, I finally found the tipping point in my career as a freelancer, and the deluge of work hasn't stopped since. So here are my favorite ways to help great clients find you. Write blog posts covering topics they want to learn from you, and what they can hire you to do for them. Learning search engine optimization, SEO, is a gift that keeps on giving, as once you write one blog post, it's out there forever for people to find. The more you write on your blog, the more traffic comes to your website, and the more people who can find you. You get the idea. Create social media posts about topics your ideal audience wants to learn from you. This is another great way to show your expertise and share that you're available to be hired by them. Write a book about your niche. This is a great way to prove that you can write a great book, which will get you work ghostwriting books and help you codify your process. Get listed in directories. Every time I go to a conference, I get listed in their directory as a freelance writer, especially if I'm a speaker. I've gotten lots of leads from conference organizers, so this is another good option. Do great work for your current clients. I've gotten a good percentage of my clients from referrals. You can also offer current clients a referral bonus for recommending you to other people who may need your services. There are so many ways you can get active and passive leads, so get creative and dig in deeper. Understand exactly what types of clients you want to work with and go to the source. This takes hard work and persistence, so don't give up. Go after higher-paying jobs, not a high volume of low-paying jobs. I've touched on this before, but I'll mention it again here as it's critical. When you're pitching clients on your services, you're going to get people who want to try and get your skills at a discount. Or you may be scrolling through freelance platforms and see that there appears to be a lot of low-paying jobs. Remember, your worth is not dictated by those numbers. Stand confident in your rates. When you're reaching out to potential clients, you're offering them an incredible opportunity to work with you. If they value that, they'll pay for it. If not, they won't. And that's totally fine. Going back to the rules of dating, don't be desperate and take people at their word. That's not saying you can't shoot your shot when you lock eyes with someone across the metaphorical bar. Even if they seem like a $30 per hour job, there's no harm in talking with them and sharing your sparkling personality to see if they'll come up to your rates. That's how you win at freelance platforms and at freelancing in general. You're the hot girl at the bar, and you have to embody that spirit because we all are the hot girl at the bar. We just need to own that. Your confidence will inspire others to take a chance on you. Wait, so there's no more magic to it? Great clients are like hearing a great song on the radio. When you find someone you love working with, and who loves working with you, it's all harmony from there. But that's the thing. You still found your new favorite song on the radio, or on a streaming platform, or from a well that everyone else has access to. Sure, you might find a super niche song that you love at a vinyl record store or from a friend's recommendation. Maybe you're at an indie music dance party and the vibe just hits right. Opportunities are all around you. Some require work, some are simply attracted to you. So put in the legwork to become magnetic. Create daily habits that help you reach out to people you want to work for, and let the opportunities flow in. Amy's Field Notes. Ask for what you want. One of the biggest days in my freelancing career was when I landed a $22,000 project at the same time as I landed a $15,000 project. Up until that moment, the biggest project I had ever landed was a $15,000 project, so this day was a huge level up for me. I like to mention this day not to brag, but because I got both of these projects from a popular freelance platform, and anyone else could have reached out to these projects like I did. However, the budgets that were listed for these projects were way below what I was comfortable working for. So for one project, I hopped on a call with the founder and pitched him my skills, my rate, and what I could do for him. I landed the project. The same day, I was messaging back and forth with another team that wanted to get a quote on some services. I recommended deliverables I offer for teams like them and gave them a quote. They hired me also. For both projects, I was confident and sold my services knowing what I could bring to the table. Sure, my past experience helped, but the point here is that I'm not fishing from a separate special pond. I don't have VIP access to a different area of the club than you. I grew my portfolio, rates, and experience from the ground up over time, and I'm hoping that this book can help you avoid the same mistakes I did. And I hope my wins inspire you to go after the magic I've found working with amazing projects and teams all over the world. At the end of the day, there's just one not-so-secret tip for how to be a successful freelancer, regardless of how you acquire clients. Ask for what you want to be paid and provide exceptional value in return. I'm doing the easy part of giving you advice. It's up to you to tailor it to your unique situation and niche. Rinse, repeat, and enjoy an awesome career. I create these voiceovers using Wondercraft AI, a text-to-speech tool that speaks in your voice so you can create more podcasts, audiobooks, and voiceovers, all by just dropping in some text. Use my code SUTO50, SUTO50, or the link in the description below to get 50% off your Wondercraft AI subscription. I get a small commission if you use my code, so thanks for your support. Sending creativity and good writing vibes your way. Amy.